Never made this recipe by Gordon Ramsay before, so I'm hoping it's not a total flop because I have hungry mouths to feed. Let's hope for something delicious, quick, and kid-friendly. Timer set. This is supposed to take 30 minutes, but let's see the reality. Chopping garlic, and I was lucky enough to have some that my mother-in-law had peeled because Lord knows I wouldn't spend time peeling these little suckers. I'll separate some of those for our pork marinade for our main dish and some for a soup that I need to knock out. This is supposed to be sticky pork chops with a stir-fry veg. I've measured out hoisin, rice wine, honey, brown sugar, and Chinese 5-spice powder that I'm mixing with our garlic that I chopped. Now, this recipe wants some large cut pork chops, 300 grams each, but I don't have that. All of the chops that I have are super thin. So I have this hunk of meat that I suspect is pork shoulder or very close to it. Either way, I feel confident this cut will work fine. Actually, even better because we want to serve this family style at my house, and I think this cut will work better than a giant pork chop. I've started this part of the meal first so that I can let this sit in the marinade for a few minutes while I prep my veg. I'll use some bok choy here, and we have 7 minutes gone. I'll just whack these bok boys in half. At the end of the video, I'll be sure to give you a taste rating and our pain in the ass score, where I scrutinize Gordon Ramsay's recipe on time, ingredients, money, and how painful this was to make in general. I have some Chinese broccoli that's been sitting in my fridge for like 2 days, so this needs to get eaten today. Chinese broccoli is like my go-to green here in Vietnam when I'm not sure what to use. I'll cut off the end and then split the stalk to speed up the cooking for these. I'll julienne a red pepper. The original recipe from Gordon wanted snow peas or sugar snaps. I didn't have that option, so I thought red pepper seemed a good way to go. Now this is cool. This is for my soup that I need to make. If you don't know, in your Vietnamese home, you need a soup when you eat rice. It's like mandatory. If you don't, you go straight to jail. These are chrysanthemum greens, and they have a pretty strong flavor that is interesting, unique, and very fresh. I think bitter, grassy, and herbal is a good way to describe it, but in like the best way possible, because those flavors don't sound great unless you're like a horse or a cow. I have some Asian sea bass that needs to get eaten today, and that was a bit of my whole dilemma today. I didn't have enough sea bass to feed everyone, so I needed to either buy more bass or use this for something else. So I'm gonna mix it with chrysanthemum greens in this soup, and my first thought was to poach it, but baby mama told me to just do it as if it was pork, and I'm going in with the sea bass with a bit of garlic, and there is baby mama and baby rushing me on where is dinner. This stuck to the bottom of the pot like I told my lady it would, but let's see how this looks actually. And I think it's good. That's gonna give us some flavor in the soup here, and I'll add in the water and start to break this up on the bottom. We are 25 minutes down on time. I'm making an additional soup, so I won't blame Gordon for this. I think time-wise, this recipe is looking good. It's going to score well. Before searing your pork in the pan, you'll want to scrape off as much of the marinade as you can, but keep it. Don't throw that out. I'm being careful here. 2 minutes or so on each side, and it's a medium heat for me. I think any higher, this risks burning because of the sugar content in the marinade. Drizzle that marinade back onto the pork, and then I'll throw this into the oven at 175 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit for a little while. The recipe says 8 minutes for the pork chops, but I have a fattier cut of meat, so I'm not worried about it drying out. My soup is at a boil, which it should be at a simmer, but we won't cry over boiled fish. Adding in the chrysanthemum and a bit of soup stock and a little bit of vinegar, and I think this looks quite good. Super hot wok with just a tablespoon of oil, and this is the part of the video that I feel most self-conscious about. My stir frying is coming along, but I think it's a really weak part of my cooking game. And my first mistake was adding the bell pepper first. It's gonna get a bit too soft for me. I was just hoping to caramelize it a bit. It got in the way of me laying down the bok choy in direct contact with the pan. Now I'll add the Chinese broccoli, which looks absolutely insane, and I know what I'm doing, but bear with me for a second. This is going to wilt down, and if I can move it fast enough, and I really wouldn't have to worry about it if I didn't put the damn bell peppers in first. Through the steam, you can see that I'm adding a bit of water here and a tablespoon of soy sauce, and that's it. I'll cover this up and let it go. And honestly, I think I would have nailed this besides my red pepper mistake, but my really big mistake here is that I don't turn this down when I put the lid on it. I still have my stove on boost setting, which is nuclear, and I'm gonna find that out soon enough. The pork is looking good. I just want to leave it in here for a little bit longer, but I could have probably pulled it out here. I'm happy to see that nothing is burning. It's just becoming sticky and beautiful. It smells great. I add a bit of pepper to the stir fry and check my rice. If you're making rice, always check that you push cook on your rice maker, which we did. This isn't steam, that is smoke, and it has dawned on me my mistake with the boost. I have to check it out here now to see if it's salvageable. And it is. I wouldn't sell it, but it will be fine for dinner. I'll plate that up and then pull my pork out, and it looks great. In a perfect world, I would let this sit for quite a bit of time, but I literally have my girl's nephew and mom sitting at the table behind me ready for dinner, so this has to get sliced and served. My plating looks like hell here, but I was in a rush, and dinner is served. And our final time is gonna be a little over an hour. This is wrong, I was eating and I forgot to record the time, so this should take you a solid 45 minutes to make it home, which I think is great. Let's start with our pita score, the pain in the ass score. I'll add 2 points for hoisin sauce, rice wine, and Chinese 5-spice powder. Cost-wise, this was pretty cheap. The technique was easy enough. Maybe you don't have a wok or uncomfortable stir fry, so I'll give it a point there. 45 minutes is fast to me. I think we'll give this a 3 out of 10 for pain in the ass. The only real problem is those few ingredients that the average person might not have. Taste-wise, I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. That's a solid score. And best yet, it's kid approved, baby.